Hi everyone, a super duper powerful morning to each and everyone. So welcome back, and today's topic going to be a very important topic. So before getting into the topic, so let me introduce myself. I am Ravi Sharma. I'm a generational wealth coach from past a year, and today's topic is something very important for the people, especially for the salaried professionals. The reason which I took this topic is mainly because there are a lot of people out there who is facing this problem, because of which they are not able to become wealthy, and also not able to create any wealth for themselves. This is, I call this as a monster, and the name is nothing but lifestyle inflation. So how many of you have known the word called lifestyle inflation? So when it comes to inflation, there are a lot of people would have only spoken about only in terms of the price inflation. So when normally we call it as a consumer retail, or retail inflation, or wholesale inflation. Okay. So but when it comes to you know lifestyle inflation, this is a very big monster, and at any cost, it we have to beat this. Otherwise this monster going to eat all our wealth and all our income which we are going to generate. And so I'm going to here give you a detailed tips that how can you beat this lifestyle inflation, so that you can become wealthy and create a legacy by creating a generational wealth for your family. So let's get into the topic. So what is generational wealth? So the generational wealth is mainly called, you are increasing your spending to match your increase in income. So especially when when you get a paycheck, normally most of the people out there are, just waiting for every month they wait for their paycheck, right? So whenever we get an increase in income, it might be in the month of April or in the month of Jan. So whenever we get a certain percentage increase in the income, first we tend to, it's a human tendency, I cannot complain specific person or anybody here. So it's a human tendency. Normally when we get increase in the income earnings, we tend to think that okay, now I have money, so I can spend for this, I can buy this this thing. Okay. So what that happens, this is nothing but the main intention is we want to improve our lifestyle. The whenever the money comes little bit more, we tend to think how can we you know make our life more comfortable. We are already uncomfortable, how can we make it more comfortable? So instead of, needs are always same. So there is two types of things, needs and wants. Wants are very dangerous. If we, if you don't know how to manage wants and how to control your wants, then it's going to be a very big problem, because that's where, you know that is the, the seed to bring out this lifestyle inflation. So that's where, there is a saying called, it's a, there is a research called hedonic adaptation. So what this research says, in this research they mainly focused, a human tendency and human tendency, like anybody, like who are, anybody, they will try to come to a stable level or stable level, or want to improve their happiness despite of major positive or negative changes. They think that, we all think that, okay, I want to buy this, or I want to buy things, I want to buy a car, I want to go go outside and eat outside, and all these things just to improve our happiness. Remember, happiness we cannot you know improve, or happiness is not, we cannot go behind happiness. Happiness is a byproduct of whatever we are doing it. So so there is a saying by Dave, one of the great person who is into wealth management. So we buy things. The main thing where this lifestyle inflation comes is, we buy things which we don't need with the money which we don't have, to impress the people which we don't like, right? So now you think, so if I have to bifurcate things, we buy things which we don't need actually, just to improve our comfortable level and improve our to get happiness, okay, with the money which we don't have. Okay, with the money which we don't have means, we when we're buying, if it is like, for example, our income increase is just 10%, but when we are buying, we think that, okay, from next month onwards I will get this much money, so I can manage it. We tend to borrow the money and then pay for it. So that's where which we money which we don't have, and to impress the people we don't like. Why we are buying it? We just want to impress the people who are like, normally we say enemies of our life, right? So this is how the meaning of just to understand, make you understand what is lifestyle inflation and how big this monster is, right? So now coming to, there are several ways to beat this lifestyle inflation. So I am just summarized all of those into 6 steps. Trust me, just telling of the 6 steps or 6 tips will not help. It's you who are going to take action based on these tips, and then only you can beat this lifestyle inflation. So let's get into the 6 tips. So the first tip is automate your finance. So what is this automate your finance? you know you have to make sure whenever your paycheck comes, or your from to your account, the investment or the savings goes automatically. The certain percentage of investment or certain amount of investment goes automatically to a different account, so that you don't have to manually you don't have control there. If you automate, means what? The meaning of don't have control means that day you get your income, automatically that much percentage of you know amount will get deducted from your bank account and will go and sit in your savings or any investments, right? So this is what automate your finance. So next, second step is calculate real value of income. So most of the people fail in this, because the when we say when we get a paycheck, or normally we say the hike letter, there they have considered the hike including the tax. So you have to calculate what is that after tax income which I'm going to get. So then only plan anything. If, for example, 10% on your CTC, that means at the end of when you get your in-hand salary, that might not be entirely 10%, because there are several part of it, right? So this thing is a very important. That is the second tip, is calculate your real value of income. The third tip is set your personal or financial goal. So in my previous video, one of the video in goal setting, I have clearly mentioned the importance of goal setting. Now when we have the personal or financial goals, we tend to, we ourselves, forced to look at it. And when we, if we have something called, okay, I want to build a house by this and this year, that is my goal. So obviously, you when you have a goal, your investment is tied to that goal. And immediately you want to, whatever the extra money comes, whatever the extra percentage income, or the amount, you have to bifurcate to that particular investment. So for example, I'll tell you, for example, you have got a 10% increment. Make sure you, the first thing, you make sure that your investment and savings also increases with 10%. So if your saving is 100 rupees now, so make it 110 rupees from that month onwards or that time onwards. So that is your, that is where your goals, will come into place. That also plays a very major role to beat this lifestyle inflation. And the fourth tip is consciously increase your spending. So whenever I'm saying don't, increase your spending, increasing your spending is not good. I'm not saying don't increase at all. No, increase it, but consciously increase it. Again, I always say the word called why, right? So make use of that question, why I have to purchase this. Do I require really, I mean, really require this? Can I postpone this? Right? Those kind of questions will, when that questions goes to your mind, obviously you think that now I not really these things that are, there are the other ways comes into picture, and you will start, improving yourself. And you will take a conscious decision whether to purchase or not. So that is what the sports tip calls, talks about. Consciously increase your spending. Last one, the fifth one is avoid debt. So avoid debt means, there are two aspects. So when you start, increasing your spending, obviously, you tend to think that, okay, my income is increased, so now I will buy this. Though I don't have money, I will borrow money from somewhere, either loan or personal loan, or credit card or anything. I will buy this, and then I will pay slowly through my increased income. Stop doing that. Buy anything with whatever money you have, right? So that is called avoid debt. And the second part of avoid debt is, whenever the money, increased money comes to your account, make sure you also increase your, if you are, staying in with any loans, or if you have any outstanding credit card bills or personal loans, make sure you are increasing that much percentage of repayment to that loans or outstandings. So that, when you do that increase, obviously your year of becoming financial freedom will, increase. Means, if you want to become a financially freedom in 5 years, and if you start doing it, you might be financially freedom in just 3 years, right? So this is why the avoid debt is very important. And the last one is invest in personal level. Very important thing. That is the main reason you get hikes, right? So in any working professionals, I'm just asking one question: how are you going to get hike? You have to prove yourself by improving your performance. How are you going to improve your performance? You have to learn a new things which is in the market. So for which you have to invest on yourself first. So start investing on yourself whenever you get extra money. Okay, so think that okay, I have to learn this now, so I have no available money, so I have learned this. So what happens when you learn that new things, you will start applying that knowledge in your work, and you will get a, the better results, and that's how your performance increases, improves, and you will get, the way better hike in next few years. So these are the five, 6 tips. The 6 tips is, the first one is automate your finance. The next one is calculate real value of your income. Third one is set your financial goal and personal goals. Fourth one, consciously make your spending, increase your spending. And fifth one is avoid debt. Sixth one, the final one is invest in personal development. Thanks for listening to me. If you see that this has helped you in one or other way, please subscribe this channel. And if you are someone who would like to join me and take some help, and you have facing some problem in terms of wealth management, there is a link given in the description of this video. Please click on that link, submit your Google form. So you will, I will set up a one-on-one for 13 minutes, so where you can give me, tell me what is the problem which you are going through, so I can, give a path, a solution path to you. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye.